kind of uh in the middle of a bunch of things, and soon I'm going to go get spring water with my wife and kids. So she's probably going to be like calling for me at some point in the middle of this. My desk has jujitsu notes all over it. I've got supplement manufacturing stuff in the background. Making images right now for the new Lion Diet Uncensored Facebook group. I stopped taking Adderall, and some people will call me manic, but I'm on a track right now. Like, the whole purpose of what I'm doing with media and work right now is to like re-remind myself of who I am. It just straight up, like, I need to wrap up this chapter of my life that involves just crazy insomnia and not having anything articulated. As like, I'm writing a book because I've been through the craziest insomnia. Actually, I met someone yesterday who's been through what sounds like even crazier insomnia, which kind of makes me feel better about myself. But basically, I see someone watching, but I can't see the name. So, hello, whoever you are. But basically, what I'm doing is just writing the book. The book is what I did to fix the insomnia, why it worked or didn't work, and what I'm doing now, and then what I'm planning on doing going forward based on all that and all the research to back it up and the reasoning and within the storyline. And I'm going to weave this beautiful diagram into there because, and if you want to see me explain that more, go to yesterday's live stream, the Lion Diet Q&A. That's where I get into that. But I did that live stream yesterday, and I'm writing the book right now. This is writing the God Engine day one, and I'm very unprepared to write this book. I've already written a lot of the book, but I'm just going to sit down every single... Hey, Mona. I'm just going to sit down every single day until this is done and just live stream myself writing it, or parts of it at least, just to force myself to get something done. Because if I don't do that, then I don't know. I mean, I make the daily videos. I love making the daily videos. And I need to write this book. So, there's 19 people watching. That's cool. So I got to write this book. So the best way for me to do that is just to make the videos about the process of me writing the book, because that is the best thing that I can do for this. So I need to write the book for myself, like for my own sanity, for my own 6 a.m. here. Yeesh. I'm writing that book for you too, you know? Like, that's like, I have the insomnia course out on my channel right now, and this is really a goal to make the most articulate thing that I can. Oh, 3 hours is great. Like, that was a great night for me. There were weeks I got 0. More weeks than I can count in my life. And there were 2 periods of more than a month where I got 0 sleep. 0. 3 hours sucks, but it's like not 0. You know, at least you get some spinal fluid to your brain, so you get some sort of recharge. So I am trying to articulate how I survive fatal insomnia and what I've learned in that process. That is a major goal of my YouTube channel. Also, to articulate my vision for life, which is inextricable from that, because I just don't ever want to have that problem, and I really have that problem, and I just need to build a lot of systems to make sure I never have that problem again. I can make those systems available to all you guys, because, hey, Adrian, and I can make those systems available to all you guys by the Insomnia course that's on my YouTube channel. That Insomnia course is the most articulate thing that I've created on insomnia. The DMT journal is the first book I ever wrote. That's an audiobook that's available on my YouTube channel. Look up Devin Young DMT journal. It's literally a journal that I wrote after consuming daily meditation training, because that's obviously what DMT stands for. Yeah, I would literally consumed allegedly daily meditation training, and then after wrote these things down for like 30 days every day. So that's how the DMT journal came to exist, which is an audiobook now available on my thing. Hello, K-Wright or Krite? K-Wright? Am I pronouncing that right? So I'm trying to produce articulate material that helps people understand things. Like what I went through, what I did about it, what they can learn from it, basically. And then where I'm going from there and what they can do about that as well. Because it's really helpful to communicate with people and reach people, especially when you have a very niche experience like mine and you're trying to get a lot done. And anyway, so my Lion Diet sleep optimization video series was basically me trying to show the process, and really same with the Piracetam and Lion Diet, the no weed, no Adderall, the Lion Diet sleep optimization. Those are all daily series where I'm showing you some sort of thought process I'm using to beat insomnia. And I guess I could just call it beating insomnia part like day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but my brain wasn't really working that well then, and I've just been kind of making videos more and more as my brain switches on more and more, and I fast more and more, which really makes my brain switch on. It's like I'm realizing just how dysfunctional my brain was based off of how functional it is now. How's it going, Robin? And it's just this whole process. Like I have a hard time articulating it and showing you guys what I'm going through, and because you can't see me not sleeping, you can't see the effects of that, you can't see all of the research. Well, you can when I write the book, and it's what the book is. So again, like how me restoring my sleep was an ongoing process that I documented through daily videos on YouTube, me writing the book is also going to be a daily process, because I gotta write this thing, so I'm just gonna do it every day. I like that. I look like your math teacher. Got a good looking math teacher. So I'm kind of the mentality that if you want something done, if something's meaningful to you, you should just work on it every day. Because if something doesn't exist in my daily life, it doesn't really exist. And that becomes much more intense when I'm not taking Adderall, which I'm not, because I like how my brain works when I don't take Adderall. It's just different. I like it better. It is more creative, definitely. And I am much more able to just freely associate, right? Like, I don't know. Adderall was like a crutch when I needed it, but now that I don't need it, the crutch is just, I'm like, what do I do with this crutch? Just get rid of it. Now I can use both my hands, you know? So that's Adderall. And I want to document that entire thing down. I want to document the writing of the book, really to force myself to write the book as well, and then also to put in sleep updates, because the sleep updates are, they're helpful. Like, for instance, like I've been fasting. Last week I did a 4.5 day fast, and this week I did a 36-hour fast that I just ended this morning. I made the video yesterday. I was in the middle of that, and my brain like flipped. I had chronic fatigue like up until the 4-day fast, and it like flipped on, and people were describing me in yesterday's video as manic. They were like, you seem manic. I've experienced people who are manic. I arguably was manic, but like I don't know, my brain's so unstable. I'm so used to the instability that it's just whatever, you know. Like sometimes I can't think and I can't barely move, my brain won't turn on. Other times my brain will not switch off, and I'm having a billion ideas a second, and I'm expressing all of them, and the fact of doing so is giving me a constant and elevating steady state euphoria. Which is why I like making these videos, you know. It kind of plays into that, and that's kind of how my personality seems to work. And yeah, it's just very interesting to me, because I also like, I just had insomnia for so long, and, like, my entire life was just spent, like, not sleeping, really, and, like, even when I was sleeping the first time I ever did the Lion Diet, I was still not really like, I still had so many issues. I had constant diarrhea, like, irritable bowel syndrome the entire time I was on the Lion Diet and Carnivore Diet the first time, but I could sleep though, so I didn't really care, but my gut function was terrible, which meant my brain function was terrible, and I was just chugging energy drinks, which made my gut function even worse because the artificial sweeteners and the plastics and all that crap that's in the energy drinks. And yeah, so I don't really know what my brain is like, and it's kind of constantly surprising me because I will do a fast and then I will suddenly Lion Diet didn't help me sleep. Just you could wait till my book comes out. You can watch my videos. You can go through my insomnia course and all my videos. Like I couldn't even do the Lion Diet when I first started trying to do it 2 years ago to fix the insomnia. My gut was too destroyed. Like I couldn't. Um, I would start with my insomnia course, Miss Mona Lee. Like really start with the insomnia course because that's not a carnivore specific course. That's just everything that I could articulate at the time about insomnia as concisely as I could put it, meant for beginners all the way up to advanced people. It is listening to your body 101 as best as I can teach it. And if you watch that entire course, I'm going to be doing live streams pretty much every day. So you can just come on as you're watching the course and ask me questions and I'll answer those because that'll help other people too who have these questions. And that's the only way I know to get this information out there is the course, live streams and ask me questions, writing this book, and then I'll keep doing live streams every day, probably till I'm like 40 or 50 or something, or take some time off sometimes, but I like to talk, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing that is kind of talk about my experience so I can kind of have some sort of talking experience of who I am without the insomnia problem, without the insane brain dysfunction, show you how I'm fixing the insane brain dysfunction. I drink insane amounts of green tea. It's also kind of what contributes to the little hypomania, but screw it, I've been depressed for so long. Like just low energy depressed. Like I'm not by nature depressed, but I am by biology disposed towards insomnia, which makes me insanely depressed, which is a weird thing. So I'll tell you, I think a lot. So I'll take hypomania any day because at least hypomania gives me the energy to self-reflect and not do anything stupid. So hello, Olivia. Welcome back. So anyway, I am going to basically be doing these videos every day, going over what I am doing to sleep and how that's going, and getting spring water later today. That's a big thing. Taking salt, large amounts of salt. Probably take some more salt right now. One of the things I like about not taking Adderall is that I'm just capping some salt. One of the things I like about not taking Adderall is that I can sort of decouple my speech function, my speechification function from my speechification function. I can decouple my speechification function from my conceptualizer. So therefore I can think constantly about what it is I'm doing while I'm talking without any seeming contradiction in my own mind. It's just kind of seamless. And the more my brain works and the better it works, the better I seem to be able to do that. And that is incredibly fun. So yeah, back to the daily videos. I'm really just trying to I've been trying to work since I've been sleeping more consistently, but it's just I have these I'll get into a swing of things for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I just kind of I run out of juice or my engine. It's I just sort of start mistiming things. It's there's a lack of groundedness. And I think the lack of groundedness comes from the fact that I'm sort of divorced from any flow that has a history throughout my life. There's just, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know how I work. I mean, I used to work terribly, but I'm every single week my brain is working better, and then the better my brain works and the better I think, the more that changes what I'm planning on doing and how I'm executing it. So then I start falling out of sync with my subconscious understanding of what it is I'm even doing, and it manifests in these weird, like, episodes where I just kind of like need to withdraw for a few days. And I don't think that that's bad, but it's messing with me a bit. So I'm just going to make the focus of my work life articulating what I'm doing to articulate the ultimate explanation and history of what I went through, what I did about it, how it worked, why I did that, and what I'm going to be doing going forward. Which ties that into my daily schedule through talking about my daily schedule with a daily schedule of talking about my daily schedule while I write daily. It unifies the meta narrative with the daily experience. That's why Jordan Peterson saved my life, because I fucking lost my mind numerous times. And just his ability to articulate that in something I could listen to over and over again was. Whew. I still listen to Maps of Meaning over and over again. It's that good, you know? Thinking about getting Peterson Academy, I just have so much other stuff to do that it's like, I don't know, when am I going to make time for that? I think that's why I'm just not going to take Adderall, because at some point the curiosity of wanting to do Peterson Academy will just overwhelm any internal objection I have, and I will just go on Peterson Academy and like watch everything and then just make an entire course about it or something. Like that is, oh, I don't know. And I don't know, and that's why I'm doing this, because it helps me to know, and helping me to know is fun, because I want to know. I want to know, you know, I want to know thyself. On the gateway to Eleusis, know thyself. And maybe I'm trying to enter Eleusis, so I should know myself. But on the subject of I like it. On the subject of the lion diet, I'm just gonna make another, because they removed my post, which was really irritating in the original group. They just removed the original post that I made, which is getting a ton of engagement. There's a ton of people talking about it, and it was a really cool conversation. That's why I did the Q&A yesterday, because it was just so engaging that I was like, I have to do a Q&A about this. And because they removed the post, and so it was it had the most engagement of any post on the group for the last like year. And that was only in 24 hours. And they just removed it. Some moderator just removed it and said that and her excuse was that the only thing going on in the comments section was like religious shaming and me self-promoting, which is just completely untrue. I shared a few links to the Insomnia course, but again, I didn't even see in the rule no sharing links to things. I looked at the rules of the group, it doesn't say no sharing links. I was sharing that to help you. I made the course because I can't articulate in a single comment everything I did and everything I know. I just can't. I'd just be sitting there like typing out like a million words, and then it would like close out, and then it doesn't work. That's why I make courses, why I'm writing a book, you know? Like if I tell people I got a book on something, it's just because I can't put it down any other way. But again, it's not even against the rules of the group, and 95% of what was going on in the comment section was like the best debating and discussion I've ever seen in the Lion Diet Facebook group. And I've been a part of that group through various Facebook accounts for like 7 years now. Let me see. I went on how long? I think like 2019, so like 6 years. I think like 6 years. I think literally like I've been on I went on the carnivore diet in 2018, and I was on it from 2018 to like 2021, 2022, like 2021. Yeah, it was like 2021, but that was just that was my gut started going. That's a whole other story. I think I talk about that in other videos, and I'll probably talk about that in future videos. You can ask me about it if you want, but um, basically, it was just like so nonsensical, and like I don't want to. I guess they think YouTubers shouldn't put their. I'm not like a YouTuber though. I guess. I mean, I communicate through YouTube, but I own a supplement company that I wasn't talking about. I don't make money through YouTube, so I just use YouTube to articulate things and to like find other people with insomnia, kind of like work through my own stuff, promote the book, I guess, a bit, but like I don't know. There's just sort of talking every day, and I talk every like if you want to talk to people on the internet, I believe you should just do it every day. Like I do push-ups every day, I walk every day, I meditate every day, just do things every day. So if I want to communicate with people in the modern age, I do so online every day. And YouTube is the app I like the most, so I use YouTube. So maybe if someone else posts your link, it will be fine. Haha. That is funny. I was wondering if someone might post my link again because it was really engaging. But no. I mean, the post though wasn't the links. The post was just actually, I don't know. I guess people could post my links or whatever. But anyway, the whole point though is I'm creating art right now on GPT. I'm pretty good at it. Like it takes me like hours to make a really good piece of GPT art. It takes me hours. I mean, this isn't like just gonna use whatever they come up with because then it ends up being terrible. Like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that one. And I'll just say things like again, further, and then we'll see what it comes up with. Because I kind of prompted a certain way. Basically, I create an entire story, and then I pull aspects from the story, and then I tell it to show me those aspects of the story, and then I give it art pieces, have it describe the style of those art pieces to me, create descriptions of those things, and then work those descriptions into a generic prompt that I then put in the descriptive features of the image from the narrative I created to context to the image to the image generator. So that it generates me an image that feels like it's from a narrative and not just some AI slop. I do actually a bit more, but this isn't about that. And I have limited time left to, kind of weird watching a YouTube live stream. I am looking forward to this weekend as well, as my father is watching the live stream. We're going to go to the head of the Charles River in Boston and hand out supplement promotionals for my supplement lines. Like that's what I do for money, not YouTube. YouTube I do for communication, and like maybe there will be money at some point. The feed. It is like the feed. So bump 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 bump. So anyway, though, I'm just making it's still generating the image, but I'm just making another Lion Diet group called Lion Diet Uncensored. And the purpose of the Lion Diet Uncensored is just to let anyone share anything. Like, you're a YouTuber, you want to share your own links, share your own links, just do it with class. Like, I don't really care. I just like the conversation that was going on. I don't want to compete with Mikhaila Peterson's thing. Like, I'm actually trying to generate the image so badly because I found enough. I made an. This is one of the ones that GPT generated for me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna use that because that looks too similar to Mikhaila Peterson's thing, and like I like the Petersons, like they're cool, they do cool things, and it would be a shame in my mind to try to rip off what they're doing. So I'm not gonna like rip off the imagery. It's got a great logo, making my own sort of imagery for it. I just want to create it because I have this energy and I'm just doing this and I'm doing the lion diet strictly every single day while doing insane amounts of research on the lion diet. I'm writing a book on basically the lion diet. I've created an entire line of supplements that are they're meant for me, and I'm on the lion diet, so they're safe for people on the lion diet. You can consume them without ill effects. They have no cellulose, magnesium stearate, all those things. I am looking for more information on the lion diet. I am looking for people who have also solved health problems with the lion diet so I can further my own understanding, because honestly, talking to other people has really, really, really helped me to learn more about what's going on with my own health and how health works in general. There's lots of stuff online these days about fasting. Yeah, fasting is the real deal. I did a 4.5 day fast, and I feel like my brain switched on for like the first time since I went to UMass Amherst and didn't sleep for a month. I feel like it's like fully switched on, and I don't know how long that's gonna last, because I think that I kind of need to do more fasting. I did another 36-hour fast yesterday. Again, just to keep that brain function going while drinking green tea for aided detox, detoxing heavy metals from my brain. And holy cow, does it work? Like, my brain is working phenomenally well. And I just want to get it working better and better and better and better and better and better. And GPT finished the image. That's not a bad one. That's not bad. Image and image to make me another image fitting the prompt you made. Dude. So that's the thing too, is like once I have a lot of images generated, I can feed it multiple images and then kind of have it combine them. I'm kind of just being lazy right now with that, because I can be. I already have some images I kind of like. I could just throw one up. I could work on it later. Fasting isn't good for me anymore because I became so malnourished on lion diet for 2 years. I can't absorb all the nutrients from meat. You probably have a ton of crud built up in your gut like I do. I don't know if you have a history of artificial sweetener consumption, but if you do, then you 10,000% have a bunch of crud built up in your gut. Also, having mercury fillings would put you at higher risk for that as well. But because then your body's gonna have detox issues already because of the mercury fillings. And detox issues love to manifest as bad bacteria in the gut, which bad bacteria, what it does is it creates this like lining around your gut, this lining of pond silt, and it lives in the lining of pond silt that coats your gut. And this lining can get really thick. Like when I pooped out all the lining, like I used to be really bloated. And then I like did fasting, green tea, chlorella, and high dose magnesium and zinc, because magnesium like makes you poop and the zinc makes you detox, and the green tea makes it so you don't redistribute. And I just chugged it, and I just pooped out like gallons. I did eat large artificial sweeteners to be exactly, because it builds up so much bad bacteria in your gut that you literally develop autoimmunity, because the bad bacteria forces your body to retain iron. And then iron builds up in your cell, because the only way out for iron is your bladder cancer, or your gut issues and irritable bowel syndrome. Unless you have a high amount of good bacteria or something like green tea, which bonds to the iron and stuff in your bladder, preventing it from being absorbed by the cell lining. And that's just how it goes. So I would say you have to do fasting and watch the Insomnia course, because I talk about this in the Insomnia course too. But like fasting, green tea, chlorella, large amounts of water, ease yourself into this. I talk about that in the Insomnia course too. Like watch the course, ease yourself into this, and then take a bunch of vitamins while you're on that stuff, and just keep going for as long as you can, and just watch the crap pour out of you when you haven't eaten anything. And then doing that for like weeks, like there's like a 3-week period where I did that, and I lost like 30 pounds in 3 weeks. It was incredible. Like, talk about it on the podcast. My brother is like, holy cow, like he's talking about what it was like to watch me lose 30 pounds in 3 weeks. It was just 30 pounds of like shit in my gut. Like, it's literally like you eat the steak doesn't hit your gut, it hits the layer of crud between your gut lining and the food. And then that layer of crud eats the steak and then takes all the iron and pumps it into your bloodstream while not allowing you to absorb any of the nutrients. That's what happens. That's why you can't do it. That's what I experienced. Red caffeine so severely I can't do green tea. Yeah, exactly. That was sort of how I was going too. So what I did at that time, because caffeine will boost your metabolism, which causes higher levels of detox, which then causes redistribution, causing symptoms. So what I did was I would steep the green tea for like 2 minutes, and I'd pour that out, and that got all the caffeine out, and then I would steep it again, and then let it steep for like 5-6 minutes, and that would get even more of the caffeine out. And then I would steep, and then I would pour it in like a third time, and I would steep the same leaves, like whole leaf organic gunpowder tea. You want gunpowder because it's folded up, so it has all the polyphenols and catechins, which are what you want. And unless you can get crazy expensive tea that I believe you can only get in China, gunpowder is the next best thing. So gunpowder green tea, because it's folded up to preserve all the stuff. That's why they do that. And organic loose leaf gunpowder green tea. Steep it 3 times. Drink the third steep, because it's mild enough that you won't react to it, but it's strong enough that it will just slightly start to encourage detox without causing a reaction. And then you just drink as much of the third steep as you can until, like, you'll know when, like, you'll start feeling like really good doing it, or just not really good, but you'll feel better than you are feeling. You're probably not going to feel really good for a little while, but you're going to feel a lot better than you are feeling. And then drink the second steep, and then try a little bit of the first steep after a while. And then at some point, I put like just like a scoop of green tea in like a little steeper thing, and I let it steep overnight. Gotta go. Love you too. I'm going to be going to too, but I steep it overnight, and I just drink that, and it has all the polyphenols, catechins, tannins, and caffeine, theobromine, theophylline, and all that theanine in it. And that just gives me great detox, but I've built a tolerance over time so I don't react. But so what happens, you got to ease your way into it. My dad took a bunch of chlorella, and he's got gut problems too, and he had a huge heavy metal reaction to just taking a bunch of chlorella at once. It may have been exacerbated by being dehydrated and other things, but got to ease your way into it. I mean, if you have heavy metal toxicity, it's a real problem. So I'm going to end this right now. I'm going to take some notes and tune in tomorrow for more of Writing the God Engine.